Welcome to Market Access today. Now we embark on a journey together where digital landscapes transform into gateways and data become bridges to strategy. So please get ready to be captivated with expert insights and explore new frontiers. Many thanks for the interest that you have shoved to our first video. And according to the feedback that we received, the discussion points were capturing. However, in order to be able to reach out to a broader audience, it is kind of asked to be also performed in English. So we will try to cover more or less the same discussion points today with Güvenç and conduct the conversation in English. In the meantime, I want to thank to Iconics for their unconditional support. So now let's get started. Today, I want to start with asking, what do you think about companies shifting to out-of-pocket payments, private health insurance, or private pension funds rather than relying on reimbursement from the government? And in the meantime, can you please also cover the tendency of the patients to out-of-pocket payments statistics in Türkiye?
Thank you, Özgür, for the introduction. Yeah, I hope this may be helpful for all of us, all of our audience that they would like to listen or watching us from YouTube channel. And yes, that will be great. We can move forward in English. This may be increase the visibility of Turkish healthcare system across the global. So here the question is, I believe it is a rising question for the out-of-pocket expenditure increase in Turkey and the shift of the companies focusing on government rather than focus to the private sector, especially for the patients, for out-of-pocket payment, private insurance, or there are some not bank-based funds. So they are focusing there. As a statistic, we can say that there are around 12% of Turkish population has a purchase power rather than the other nation. So this means it may be around 10 million people we are talking about. Rather they can pay by themselves or rather they have private insurance. So this is the main thing that I can say that. So when you sum the population of most of the European countries, you may even cannot reach 10 million population. And think that this 10 million population has a power of purchase that they don't care about the price if they believe the treatment, or if how can I say, if they accept the willingness to pay for the treatment. So this is one case. The other case that for the private insurance issues. So in some case, especially for the oncology product, in Turkey, private insurance reimburse patients' expenditure in hospitals. And due to their rules or due to their schemes, they cover all the costs in hospitals. This means if you are a IV usage medicine that need to be administered in hospital, then private insurers cover it without any limit. So that's because of the legislation of Turkish private health insurance legislation. So this means if you have a product that fit this scheme, then you can go to the private health insurance market, which is around 3 million as well of this 10 million. So even 3 million is a big number when you compare with most of the European countries or most of the countries around Turkey. So these facts makes companies focus and think about how we can move forward in the private insurance setting, private market settings for pharmaceuticals. Only the device, you may know, depending on your experience, only the medical device are mostly launching their product in the private settings rather than before going to government. They launch their private sector in private hospitals, then move to social security reimbursement application, and in this meantime, they generate a revenue. So even less revenue, but one is bigger than zero. So this is their approach. So nowadays we are seeing that. On the other side, for the increasing out-of-pocket payment, depending on our best knowledge, it is around 17% of all pharmaceuticals paid by patients themselves or private insurance, not social security. So it is also another important number because Turkish pharma industry is rich excess $8 billion last year. So this means we have around $2 billion private market. It is not a small market, we can say that. So I hope I answered your question clearly, but if you want me to extend somewhere, I would like to.
Thank you very much. I think that was very clear, which is with the statistics that you have already given, which is proving that there is the tendency in the country for the patients to be able to reach out to the innovative products in the minimum and also the other products. They have a tendency to be paying with the out of pocket, even though there is reimbursement covering the whole nation. The next question that I want to discuss about is the implementation of the price difference once the reimbursed products are supplied from the retail pharmacies with out-of-pocket payments. What do you think about the company's efforts to establish a tracking system, especially for the high-priced products? And do you think that the ministries will be willing to support such a practice? Because there's a difference with the reimbursement price and also the out-of-pocket payment price if the product is reimbursed.
Yeah, actually, there are some points that we need to highlight for the audience that has less knowledge about Turkish system. First of all, in Turkey, if a product is reimbursed, the net price of the product or market price of the product is the net price of the product, including the reimbursement discounts. For example, a reimbursement discount is around 40% in Turkey, mandatory discount, 41%. So this means the companies sell the product, are selling the product to Turkish market to the wholesalers with the discounted price. Then wholesalers sell the product with the discounted price to pharmacies. Then pharmacies sell to the social security if the patient use social security coverage. However, so this means if a product is around 100 Turkish lira, companies sell to 60 Turkish lira. So also it follows. But what is happening if the patient pay for himself or herself and not use social security coverage? Then the pharmacies can sell the product without any discount with the list price. So this 40% difference, 40 Turkish lira or 40% difference goes to the pharmacy's profit, not company, not wholesaler. So here, pharmacies earn a little more, if not a little more, a great more, because average pharmacy profit is around 20% in Turkey. So while you are estimating to make a 20% profit from a product, then you have 40% more. So which means you are selling a product more than double than you purchase. So okay, it is a good thing for pharmacies, but it is a bad thing for pharmaceuticals because, as I mentioned just a couple of minutes ago, 17% of the products are paid by patients in Turkey. So this means these products just assume all is 40% discount, and it is around $2 billion market. So here, $80 million goes from companies to pharmacies. It's around $1 billion. $1 billion is not a small amount. Okay, it distributed all the pharmacies, but normally the companies can get this because if they have a chance not to sell the out-of-pocket products to the market without any discount, they would like to do because they would like to protect $1 billion. So this is the bug of the system in Turkey. And on the other side, it's a good thing for pharmacies because their costs are increasing with the inflation rate, but their revenue cannot increase because of the government policies for the fixed exchange rate, other things. So this profit shift from companies to pharmacies help to survive pharmacies in this economic setting. So it is good thing for them. It is bad thing for pharma companies. So due that nowadays, pharma companies trying to focus how we can solve this, and they started to solve this with high price tag product because a product may be more than 10,000 Turkish lira or $1,000. When you go there, there is a profit per unit, and it is not bad. So they try to focus these because you can manage this product as well because they are not selling millions bucks. They are selling, I don't know, 1,000 or 10,000, 20,000, not more, just a couple of thousands. So you can manage this across the country. So they focused this and they started to make some systems. Also, these systems help companies block the parallel trade. It is another case in Turkey because the products are, especially the original products, are cheaper than Europe, cheaper than Middle East. Maybe not Europe. Europe is not the case, but Middle East, North Africa, these countries are the case for that because pharma companies selling their products these markets with a higher price tag without government reimbursement, so out-of-pocket payment mostly. So if a product stays in a lower price tag in Turkey, it can go to any market and you may not control it. It may happen while it is forbidden, by the way. But it is what we see in the market. So it helps also pharmacies to protect the parallel trade as well. So it is very useful, I believe so. And nowadays it is a rising thing in Turkey. There are some startups trying to help pharma companies to manage these issues. But this is a rising situation. I believe, okay, pharma companies can find a solution with a startup, with a software. But the best thing for me is this should be regulated by the government, and government should let and find some way for pharmaceutical companies. I don't know, maybe they cannot take all, but they take some, but also pharmacies not suffer with lowering their profit margins. So I believe there should be a solution that led by Turkish government.
Thank you very much. So as a sum up, we can say that there is a bug here in the system, which is not fair either to the government or to the patient or to the pharmacy or to the pharmaceutical manufacturers. So this somehow needs to be changed and solved because the pharmaceutical companies are giving that discount to the government system, meaning kind of like purchasing guarantee. So, but that's when it comes to the pharmacies and the patients paying out of pocket, it's not that fair for all of these stakeholders. And finally, I want to continue with asking you, as a support function, how can market access contribute to commercial departments? So how do you see the market access statistics when there is a simulation that is done for the market conditions, the competition shares or reference prices and reimbursement conditions from the pre-launch perspective?
Actually, it is very well known when you are going to launch a product in Turkey. From the beginning, or before everything starting, even regulatory process starting. So you may have chance to make a search. It may be a market environment search. You can include some QLs from experts, some QLs from physicians, and sometimes maybe patients. So you can make a report about the environment of Turkey, medical need of the product, or maybe not medical needs, systematical need, because sometimes system may need something like that, not the medical part for the experts, so for the payer side. So you can ask the experts, do you think that it is needed for these kind of settings? Or you can ask to, again, ex-government employees that is it aligned with the current health policies? What we are thinking for the upcoming 5 years term in Turkey. So it is doable, actually, these kind of analysis in Turkey. And so what may help the question here, as a company, if we invest this and to understand the market, what may we get from the report? Actually, you may have to chance and to possibility of that you are going to government reimbursement first, or maybe, as discussed in the beginning, maybe you go for out-of-pocket payment because you may have a knowledge about are patients going to pay for it or not, for example. Maybe if there's a yes, and I don't know, maybe 20% of patients say, yes, I need this product, I pay for this product for me, for my sister, for my mom, for my father, for my kid. So if they say that, then you may have a chance to launch it in Turkey with a with out-of-pocket payment, not for reimbursement only. So these kind of analysis should be done, I believe. Then you can manage your, how can I say, team as well. If, for example, if you focus on private market in first, so you don't need to hire MSLs or sales rep across the country, because the private market actually run in the big cities: Istanbul, Ankara, Izmir, Bursa, Antalya. In 5 big cities of Turkish market, these cities are holding more than 80% of the private market actually. So the rest of the Turkish cities, they are just 20%. So why you focus if you are just going for private market? So if you have a chance to make this decision in the beginning, very early beginning, then you can plan your business case, then you can plan your team, and then you can focus these markets. And also think that Istanbul, the biggest city of Turkish country, holds more than 15 million people and more than the half of the private markets. So this means 80% of the private markets, 40% is belong to the Istanbul. So it is another thing. So if you only focus Istanbul, even you take the market. I think it is something like US market, So if you focus US market, you hold the 50% of the world market in pharma. So it is something like that. If you focus on Istanbul in private sector, then you hold the majority. So why you deal for the other cities? Okay, there are patients there. I'm not saying this, but at the end of the day, it's a private market, and you can focus this. And also for reimbursement, you may estimate the timeline. You may estimate what may happen. As you know, there is an alternative reimbursement scheme. By the way, it is the managed entry agreements or market access agreements. It is not a new thing, alternative. Okay, what is that? It is not alternative voltage. It is a system, but name is different. But the idea is you make agreement with government for the confidential discount, for payback, not performance yet, but it is evolving, I believe so. So you can do these kind of agreements with government, and you may know, will you do or not? And if you do, what your competitors did before. For example, if all of your competitors signed these kind of agreements with governments, then you should do. You cannot avoid this. But here, for coming to the reimbursement, before reimbursement application, you should get a regulatory approval. So this takes 2 years time mostly. So this means you should do these kind of activities at least 3 years before to go to the market. So market access department may help this especially, or these kind of research companies as our sponsor, Econix, like companies can help these kind of activities in Turkey to understand the market, to enlighten the way for the companies. I hope it's clear.
No, that's very clear. Thank you very much. I think it's very clear from all perspectives, which is as recently we do see on the market that the patients are paying out of pocket and the companies and the products are coming to the market maybe primarily as the out of pocket payment. So in order to be able to analyze all those and what is the competition share, what is the reference pricing is going to be likely when the product is on the market is very critical for the companies to know in advance. So as a sum up, I think I can say, and you will probably agree, that simulations of market conditions are crucial for market access and also for market access department to be helping the other commercial departments as well.
Definitely, I totally agree on that.
Okay, thank you very much for today's discussion in English, Givanch. So I'm hoping we will be seeing audiences in the upcoming new videos. Thank you.
Thank you.